What's going on, everyone? Yeoman with Live Wealthy Stocks back with another video today, taking a look at Salesforce stock, ticker CRM, as requested by a couple of you guys. So we'll do a deep dive in kind of how the stock's been doing, the reason why it took a hit recently, actually a pretty decent hit recently, and what the future of the stock could look like. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I try to do videos on Apple, Tesla, and other stocks requested by you guys on a daily basis. So I really appreciate your support there, and comment down below if you are in Salesforce or what your thoughts on Salesforce are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So we will get right into the video. So for those of you that don't know, Salesforce is a company that has a lot of solutions, whether it be customer service solutions, cloud solutions, analytics solutions. They're a software company that provides a bunch of solutions, and they've absolutely taken off in the past couple of years, but their stock price especially has done extremely well this year alone, right? So if we go back to the start of before the COVID pandemic in February, they were at 190, dropped all the way to 115, and then came back up, recovered, got a huge gap up on an earnings surprise, from the 210s to the 260s, went all the way to 284, and then has been kind of trading sideways, up, down, up and then down. And then what I think a lot of people are focused on right now is this huge gap down from the high 30s to the 220s. Now if we take a look here, with that fall, we have filled this gap up, which is good. Anytime a stock has a gap to fill, it's really important to kind of see whether or not it fills that gap, because if a stock is downtrending here and has a little bit of runway to go before it fills the gap, that's something to be mindful of. But now we've done that, so we'll take a look at the stock, how it looks moving forward, and based on that, what if it's something that you should buy right now. Again, make sure to do your own research. I'm only sharing what I see in the stock, but make sure to do your own research if you do decide to invest. So the reason that Salesforce took a hit in the past couple of days is because of the Slack purchase. So those of you guys that know what Slack is, right? It's essentially, think of it as a messaging service. So Microsoft Teams is something similar. GroupMe is a very basic version of it. Facebook Messenger, right? Those are all not direct comparisons, but they do a similar job in which people can communicate with each other. You can go into channels and talk to different people at your workplace. It's a really nice way of communicating, right? Like a Google Hangout, but a bit more advanced, I would say. So stock was down 8% as they had talks to acquire Slack. Also got downgraded by Citi, right? So work shot up about 20%, and Salesforce declined, the stock declined, because a lot of analysts were questioning why they felt the need to acquire Slack. They fell 11% at one point Wednesday, closed down by 8.5%. Its worst one-day performance since March 16, which for those of you guys that know was the COVID fall that happened with every single stock. That's something that is an opinion of these analysts, right? Whether or not Slack is something they should have bought. They are spending a lot of money on it, and what they're questioning is whether that's going to add equivalent value to Salesforce, right? So if they're paying $30-something billion for it, or $28 billion in stock and cash, does it add $28 billion of value into Salesforce? Technically it should be more than 28 million, right? Because if they're paying 28 and you're getting that or less, not worth it. But if you're getting $40 million in value, then your investment was a good decision. So that's what they're questioning right now. Someone from Citi lowered their price target to 250 from 300, but if we take a look, the stock is trading at 225. So even 250 implies about a 10 to 12% increase before we get there. On the other hand, Jim Cramer says Salesforce has 100% upside after buying Slack. Excuse me. They're talking about the 28 billion acquisition. It's one of the 30 stocks in the Dow Jones. That's something that I really like about it. So as you guys know, the Dow is what people call the market, right? If the market's up 200 points, it's actually the Dow up 200 points. It's comprised of 30 companies. Salesforce is one of those companies. So I do think that Salesforce has a good future. That purchase of Slack was criticized, but I think it's a good opportunity for those of us who want to buy Slack. Like for me personally, bought a couple shares, slowly kind of adding to my position of Salesforce as we see this fall. Now, Let's take a look at some of the indicators, and what I like to look at is the 8, 21, 34, 55, and 89 EMAs on the daily chart, and sometimes I'll do it on the 4-hour chart as well. So let's take a look at that, right? As we can see, the current price is below all of these EMAs. So the daily chart doesn't tell us too much, but if we take a look at the 4-hour chart, what I was watching to see after that huge fall is if we can capture the 8 EMA, which we did today, right? That's sort of my point of, okay, if we can get to the 8 EMA and we can hold the 8 EMA, that's when I could potentially look to, either enter a stock or add to my stock. Just because, look, if I add here, right, thinking that, oh, it was at 248, now it's in the 230s, it's a good deal. It could keep falling very well for the next few hours, days, weeks, right? So for me, I want it to get to a level of support. I want to see it pushing up, and that's when I kind of want to jump on the train. Today we saw that we opened up at 223, the 8 EMA was at 224, and we kind of got above that. And then even though we had a red candle for the next 4 hours, the low point was 224.70, the 8 EMA was 224.86, and even after hours it's holding that 8 EMA on the 4-hour chart really well. That was my point of entry. Added a couple of shares like I said, but again, make sure to do your own research before you enter a stock. Now I think this article also mentioned what some of the stock price targets were. Let's see here. Yeah, so someone else, right, raised their share target price to 280 from 255. Someone has a $300, someone has a 205. These are all people who study the market, who know the values of these companies. They've all got it up in the 255s to 300 mark, right? I mean, resulting in an average target price of 278. Of the 44 analysts that cover Salesforce, 36 have said buy. That's a huge majority. They say buy, and their price target is 278. It's trading at 225. I like the technicals on this stock personally. I have a couple of shares, but what you decide to do with it, right, is definitely your own decision. Make sure to do your own research before buying a stock, no matter who tells you to buy a stock. The next point that I'm looking at is to see if this moving average holds. The 20-day moving average point is coming up. I want to see the stock kind of go over that. For me, this is a long-term hold. I'm not looking to sell. This is a stock that I'm looking to hold for a long amount of time, similar to Apple if you guys watch my Apple videos. So that's what my analysis is based on. I'm not trying to perfectly time the bottom on this chart. I'm trying to look for the upside that I have moving forward. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, drop a like and subscribe to my channel. I try to do videos requested by you guys on a daily basis, as well as Apple and Tesla update videos. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day. Hope you guys all have an amazing weekend, and until next time.